Welcome to my YouTube channel where I motivate and inspire. Has your boss ever called you into their office with your supervisor and told you your service is no longer needed and that they wish they did not have to do this? Talk about an unexpected plot twist. One moment, you're sipping on your morning coffee, going through your emails, and the next, you're sitting across from your boss, listening to the polite version of, "We don't need you anymore." It's a bit like being on a roller coaster ride, minus the fun part. Suddenly, you're part of the unemployed club. And no, it's not as glamorous as it sounds. It's like being drafted into a team you never signed up for. But hey, it's a club that boasts members from all walks of life, from the fresh out of college intern to the seasoned executive. Everyone's welcome. Because, let's face it, job loss is a democratic process. It doesn't discriminate. Now, the initial shock of being unemployed can feel a little like being dunked in ice cold water on a winter morning. It's a jolt to the system. You might even feel a little lightheaded. That's normal. It's your brain trying to process the fact that your routine 9 to 5 just got a serious shakeup. And then comes the disbelief. Is this really happening? You might ask yourself. Did I just get fired? Yes, you did. But take a deep breath. It's not the end of the world. It feels like it's sure, but it's not. Remember, it's not about you. It's about budgets, downsizing, restructuring, the whole corporate mumbo jumbo. It's like being dumped with the classic "it's not you, it's me" line. Only this time, it's not your heart that's broken. It's your routine. So there you are, standing with a pink slip in your hand. And the only thought running through your mind is what on earth do I do now? But don't worry, we've got you covered. Stay tuned because we're about to dive headfirst into the 5 stages of job loss grief. Buckle up. It's going to be quite a ride. You've heard of the 5 stages of grief, right? Well, job loss has its own version. Let's start with denial. You know, that moment when you're handed your pink slip and you think, oh, they must have mixed up the files. They meant to give this to Bob in accounting, not me. You might even laugh a little, assuming it's all an elaborate prank. But no, it's not a prank. And no, they didn't mean to give it to Bob. It's your pink slip. Next up, we have anger. This is when you get a little hot under the collar. You start thinking, how dare they let me go? After all the late nights, the skipped lunches, the countless coffee runs. You might even feel the urge to send an all-caps email to your boss. But hold on. Let's not burn bridges just yet. Then comes bargaining. You're thinking, maybe if I offer to take a pay cut or start working weekends, they'll take me back. You're willing to compromise, to do anything to turn back time. But alas, this isn't a sci-fi movie, and you're not Marty McFly. Following bargaining, we have depression. This is when the reality of the situation sinks in. You're out of a job. You might spend days on the couch binging on reality TV and ice cream, thinking you'll never find another job. You might start to feel like your couch has swallowed you whole. But remember, it's okay to feel down. It's a part of the process. Finally, we reach acceptance. This is when you realize that, yes, you've lost your job, but no, it's not the end of the world. You start to see the silver lining. Maybe this is a chance for a fresh start, an opportunity to explore new avenues. You start updating your resume, brushing up on your interview skills, and before you know it, you're back in the game. Now, these stages aren't set in stone. You might not experience them in this order, or you might skip some stages entirely. You might even create your own unique stage, like vengeful karaoke or extreme knitting. And that's okay. Grief is a personal journey, and everyone handles it differently. So, whether you're still in the denial phase, angrily drafting emails, or have moved on to accepting your new reality, remember that it's okay to feel what you're feeling. Just don't let it consume you. And hey, if you find yourself stuck in the depression stage, remember it's temporary. You're not alone. Reach out to your support system, whether that's friends, family, or a support group. So whether you're on the couch with an ice cream tub or updating your LinkedIn profile, remember that it's okay to grieve. It's okay to feel lost. But also remember that this too shall pass. Remember, everyone moves through these stages at their own pace. So no guilt trips allowed if you're still stuck on the couch binging ice cream tubs. Now that you're officially a member of the Jobless Club, it's time to embrace your new status. Yes, you heard that right. Embrace. It might be a bit of a shock to the system, but there's a silver lining here. You see, life has a funny way of throwing curveballs, and this might just be one of those disguised blessings. And while it might seem like the world's cruelest joke right now, it's essential to accept the situation. Why? Because acceptance is the first step towards change. It's like a springboard that launches you towards new opportunities. So take a deep breath, put on your bravest smile, and say it out loud. I am unemployed, and that's okay. It's okay to be jobless. It's not a crime. It's not a disease. And it most certainly does not define you. What it does, however, is open up a world of possibilities. You're not tied down to a desk or bound by a 9-to-5 routine anymore. You've got freedom, my friend, and that's a powerful thing. Unemployment is like a blank canvas. It's a chance to paint a new picture, to create a masterpiece that's entirely your own. It gives you the time to reflect, to explore, to learn, and to grow. It's an opportunity to reinvent yourself and to discover new passions and talents. You might even stumble upon a career path that you never considered before. Maybe you've always wanted to write a book, start a blog, or even launch your own business. Well, guess what? Now's the perfect time to do it. Remember, every setback is a setup for a comeback. Losing a job doesn't mean losing yourself. It's merely a plot twist in your life story, a chance to turn a new page. And who knows? This period of unemployment might just lead you to something bigger and better. It might lead you to a job that you love, a job that makes you excited to wake up every morning. So chin up, shoulders back, and march forward with confidence. You've got this. After all, unemployment might just be the universe's way of saying it's time for a fresh start. Remember when you were a kid and you sold lemonade on your front porch? It's time to channel that entrepreneurial spirit again. Yeah, you heard me right. It's time for you to be your own boss, set your own hours, and make your own rules. Think about it. You've been given an opportunity to create something from the ground up, to build a business around something you're passionate about, something that makes you leap out of bed each morning. And let's not forget, you got plenty of experience under your belt. You've spent years in the workforce, learning the ropes. mastering your craft, and picking up valuable skills along the way. Now, I know what you're thinking. Me, an entrepreneur? Isn't that a bit risky? Well, my friend, life is full of risks. Remember when Steve Jobs started Apple in his garage? Or when J.K. Rowling was rejected by 12 publishers before Harry Potter saw the light of day? They didn't let fear hold them back, and neither should you. And hey, it's not like you're inventing the wheel here. Maybe you've got a knack for graphic design, or you're a whiz at social media marketing. You could offer your services as a freelancer. Or perhaps you've got a killer recipe for homemade salsa that all your friends rave about. Why not turn that into a business? It's all about taking that first step. So dust off that lemonade stand mentality, bring out your inner entrepreneur, and start brainstorming. What are you good at? What do you love to do? How can you turn that into a profitable venture? Don't be afraid to dream big. The world is full of successful entrepreneurs who were once in your shoes, out of a job, and uncertain about the future. They took a leap of faith backed by a whole lot of hard work and determination, and look where they are now. So go on, take that plunge, unleash your inner entrepreneur. Who knows? You might just be the next big thing in the entrepreneurial world. Networking, it's like dating, but for jobs. And just like dating, it can be fun, frustrating, and full of surprises. Welcome to the world of networking, where your future career could be a handshake away. Or, a virtual handshake. We're living in the future after all. Networking is one of the most powerful tools you have in your job-seeking arsenal. It's the secret weapon that can turn your job hunt from a long, frustrating slog to a more enjoyable adventure. Think of networking as your new full-time job, but one with flexible hours and a casual dress code. You don't have to be in a suit to network. You can do it in your pajamas, sipping coffee, scrolling through LinkedIn. Or, if you're feeling adventurous, you can actually leave your house and attend networking events. Remember those? They're like parties, but with less dancing and more business cards. Now, let's talk about how to network effectively. First of all, be genuine. People can smell desperation from a mile away, and it's not a good look. Instead, approach networking with curiosity. Ask questions, show interest, and listen more than you talk. Remember, you have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Use them proportionally. Another tip, follow up. If you've had a great conversation with someone, don't let it end there. Send a follow-up email or LinkedIn message. Thank them for their time and express your interest in keeping the conversation going. You never know, that person could be the key to your next job. And speaking of LinkedIn, don't underestimate the power of online networking. It's like social media, but instead of sharing cat videos, you're sharing your professional accomplishments. And who knows, your next employer might just be impressed by your ability to turn a pie chart into a work of art. So get out there or stay in and network from the comfort of your couch. Either way, remember that networking is about building relationships, not just collecting business cards. Remember, the more people you know, the more opportunities you'll have to find your next job. Job hunting, it's like a treasure hunt, but instead of a treasure chest, you're after a paycheck. It's an adventure, a journey, a quest that sometimes makes you feel like Indiana Jones navigating through a jungle of job postings, dodging the pitfalls of poorly worded resumes, and swinging across the chasms of challenging interviews. First, let's talk strategy. Picture yourself as a chess player thinking several moves ahead. You're not just blindly sending out resumes, you're targeting specific industries, companies, and roles. Your resume and cover letter aren't just pieces of paper, they're your knights and rooks, moving strategically across the board. Now, on to networking. Yes, it might feel like you're the new kid at school trying to find a lunch table, but think of it more like a potluck dinner. You're bringing something to the table, your skills, experience, and personality. And in return, you're getting connections, opportunities, and insider info. So, bring your best dish, your best self, and dive into the feast. Next up, interviews. They can feel like you're in a boxing ring, dodging left hooks and uppercuts in the form of tricky questions. But instead of bobbing and weaving, try the jab and pivot. When faced with a tough question, address it briefly. That's your jab. Then pivot to something positive and relevant about yourself. And remember, you're not just there to take hits. You're also there to land a few of your own in the form of insightful questions that show you've done your homework. Finally, the follow-up. It's like the encore at a concert. You've left the stage, but the crowd is chanting your name, wanting more. A well-timed, well-crafted follow-up can be just the thing to swing the decision in your favor. Keep up the job hunt, and remember, every no gets you one step closer to a yes. It's like flipping a coin. Every toss, no matter the outcome, gets you closer to that sweet sound of success. So, keep flipping, keep hunting, and soon enough, you'll hit the jackpot. Ever hear of the saying, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade? Well, it's time to squeeze those lemons. Imagine you're standing in the middle of a vast lemon orchard. The trees are heavy with bright yellow lemons, representing every challenge and setback you've ever faced. But these aren't just sour fruits. Oh no, they're opportunities. Each one is a chance for you to whip out your metaphorical juicer and make some of the best darn lemonade you've ever tasted. You see, maintaining a positive attitude during tough times, like job loss, isn't just about putting on a brave face. It's about transforming your perspective. It's about seeing the lemons for what they really are, golden opportunities. So let's roll up our sleeves and get to juicing. Remember, laughter is the best medicine. So why not inject a little humor into the situation? Lost your job? Now you've got a chance to perfect that pancake flip you've always struggled with. Or maybe you can finally beat that impossible level on your favorite video game. Heck, you could even start a blog about your adventures in unemployment. Who knows, it might go viral. But don't forget, it's not all about making light of the situation. It's also about harnessing the power of positive thinking. Visualize your success. Imagine yourself in your dream job, acing every task, impressing every client. Believe in your potential to achieve greatness. And most importantly, never stop hustling. It's like the great philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche once said, "He who has a why can bear any how." So, find your why. Is it your passion for your field, your desire to make a difference? Or perhaps it's the simple joy you get from doing what you love. Whatever it is, hold on to it. Let it be your guiding light in the darkest of times. So, keep squeezing those lemons. After all, the world could always use more lemonade. Now, it's time for the comeback. And remember, the comeback is always stronger than the setback. Let's dive right in. Imagine life as a boxing match. You've just been knocked down by a formidable opponent called job loss. You're on the mat, dazed and confused, but the count isn't over yet. You still have the strength to stand up, to fight back. That's resilience. That's the spirit of the comeback. Resilience is the ability to absorb shocks, to adjust, and to bounce back stronger than ever. It's about taking that setback, that pink slip, that moment of despair, and using it as fuel for your comeback. It's about understanding that the most successful people in the world, from inventors to entrepreneurs, have all faced setbacks. They've been knocked down more times than they can count, but they got back up. They made a comeback. And the comeback isn't just about getting another job. It's about coming back stronger, better, more resilient, more determined. It's about learning from the setback, growing from it. It's becoming a better version of yourself. It's about becoming someone who can not only withstand setbacks, but can thrive because of them. That's the power of the comeback. Determination is the key. It's about having the will, the drive, the grit to keep going, to keep fighting, to keep striving for success, even when the odds are stacked against you. It's about not letting the setback define you, but rather letting your comeback do the talking. So, how do you make your comeback? You start by believing in yourself. You start by understanding that this setback is just a stepping stone on your path to success. You start by dusting off that resume, polishing up your skills, and getting back in the ring. Remember, every setback is a setup for a comeback. Every failure is a lesson learned. Every job loss is a chance to reinvent yourself, to find a better fit, to find a job that truly makes you happy. So, pull up your socks, dust off that resume, and get ready to make your comeback. So, what have we learned from our journey through the wild world of job loss? Well, it's been quite an adventure, hasn't it? We've navigated the murky waters of the unexpected pink slip, braved the stormy seas of job loss grief, and emerged on the shore of embracing unemployment status. We've learned that it's okay to feel lost and confused, and that these feelings are a natural part of the process. We've also discovered that losing a job can be a catalyst for unleashing your inner entrepreneur. It's an opportunity to explore new paths, to discover new passions, and to reinvent yourself. Remember, you're not just a job title, you're a person with unique skills, talents, and experiences. But it's not all about introspection. We've seen that finding a new job is a job in itself. It requires effort, dedication, and a good dose of resilience. It's about crafting a compelling resume, acing interviews, and showing potential employers that you're the best candidate for the job. The art of the job hunt is an art indeed, and one that can be mastered with practice and patience. Perhaps one of the most important lessons we've learned is the power of positivity. Positivity is not about ignoring reality or pretending that everything is fine. It's about choosing to focus on the good, even when things are tough. It's about believing in yourself and knowing that you have the strength and determination to overcome any challenge. Finally, we've talked about the comeback. The moment when you dust yourself off, stand tall, and step back into the world with renewed energy and confidence. Because remember, losing a job is not a failure. It's merely a detour, a bump in the road on your career journey. Remember, job loss is not the end of the world. It's just the beginning of a new chapter. So turn the page and start writing your comeback story. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the videos.